This tutorial will take you through how to deal with manual entry and statements from the Unknowns tab within Invitbox. As you can see on screen, we're in the Unknowns tab. What we're looking at is a scanned image of a handwritten invoice. So this supplier, Gary's Gardening Services, has sent a handwritten invoice to the customer, and it's been scanned, saved and forwarded into Invitbox. Now what you'll first of all notice in panel 1 is we indicate that it is not a system generated PDF by this manual entry icon, this keyboard icon. And if I click on that, you'll notice it's taken me to a little manual entry tab. Okay. So Invitbox, for non-system generated images and files, is unable to strip out the data automatically. So we still present the image, you can still move it through to the in tray and move it through our approvals workflow, store it online for the 7 years, etc. But the data does need to be manually entered. So in this scenario, you'll see on the right here, panel 3, this little widget appears to enter the data. So we choose first of all the document type. Is it a service or a line item? For more information on the difference between a service and line item, you can find this in our support and help desk pages. But let's just say for now we're going to select it's a service because there is no line items. In this case, Gary's Gardening Services. We can then select a GL code, a relevant project, tracking code, category, class as if applicable, and simply re-enter the detail from the invoice. So we've got an invoice number, invoice date, it's the 10th of February 2013, and then we can simply enter a brief summary of the invoice. You just put the goods and services in for this demo. We can enter the amount. You can either enter the amount including tax or excluding. So if I put in the total, 88.55, and we've selected it includes tax, you'll see our system calculates $8.05 of tax, which is correct, and the correct grand total. Alternatively, if you wished, you could enter the excluding price, $80.50 in, and say that it didn't include tax. And on some occasions you may need to add a second line, so if you've only got some taxable items, you might want to add a taxed row, and you might want to add a non-taxed row if that is the scenario that you encounter. For this particular option, we've got $80.50 with 805 GST and 88.55 is the total. So you can see our little sub-calculations at the bottom still work the same in manual entry as they do for mapped invoices. So from here, as long as you're happy with all of the information, if you do need to enter any further information, if it's a foreign currency, for example, you can add your foreign currency under the expand details option, order dates, any extra detail you may wish there. Once satisfied that you're happy with the information that's been entered, simply hit save, and that transitions through to the in tray. From here, you can simply move it through the approvals workflow as you would do with all the rest of the automatically extracted documents. Now if I go back to the unknowns, we'll touch on how to deal with statements. So what we have here is a statement from Wendy's Wonderful Wines. You can see it's a statement from the 1st of March. It's claiming that there's 2 outstanding invoices yet to be paid. So when we receive the statement, the first thing we do is we go more, and we go mark as statement. We then select the supplier, Wendy's Wines. The start date of the statement is, the statement date is the 1st of March 2013. The invoice date range goes from the 1st of February to the 1st of March. And we then hit OK. You'll notice that statement now disappears from the unknowns, keeping the unknowns clear and stopping it clogged up with invoices and documents that don't need to be there. If we now move to the filing cabinet, we can search. So we would search for statements, select the supplier, Wendy's Wines, and the date range. You notice you can also include reconcile statements, and you can also include trash statements in your search if you so wish. If you don't wish to, you can just uncheck those. So I hit search, you'll see it brings me up my statement, presenting the image, and I can then expand, and you'll see it shows me the actual copies as well of the invoices in question. So this will present to you any invoices that are in the Invitbox system within the date range that you've specified. Okay. Now if you happen to enter that date range incorrectly, you can go to invoice detail. Sorry, I beg your pardon. If you go to the statement, you can go to statement detail, and then you can expand the actual date range to include a larger scope on your search. Once you're happy that you think the invoices on the statement are in the system and will be processed for payment, you can reconcile the statement. Simply tick the Is Reconciled button, hit Save. Your statement is now reconciled. Now if you do wish to find out at any stage, if you go back to the search and you select Include Reconciled Statements, you'll see that it will appear with this green tick to suggest that the statement has been reconciled. And that's how to handle and file statements.